What up, everyone? What up, folk? What's good, everyone? I had to hop on, man, after uh, the Colorado versus Nebraska game. Also, wanted to talk about recap the Baltimore versus Kansas City Chiefs game. But I had to talk about Colorado, man, and I have my brothers with me, JB and Coast 67 Sports TV. We will talk about the other games tomorrow during the main show, the Southern Baller Show. Um, but this is just like
Freestyle session.
freestyle session talking about what we saw 20 to 30 minutes ago, man. Those who don't know, Colorado lost. In my opinion, they lost bad against Nebraska, 10-28. They came in Nebraska, was hoping to, beat them like they did last year, but that young man, Dylan Raiola, that young man he can ball. I'm not gonna lie. And the gentleman who warned us about Dylan Raiola just came on the panel with us. What up, Big Joe?
Salute to the family. How y'all doing on this Saturday evening? You feel me? What's going on, yo?
Salute, Big Joe. I'm blessed and highly favored. How about you, bro?
Oh man, hey, bro, hey, football's back, baby. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. What's up, family? What's up, Joe? What's up, Coach?
Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. How y'all gentlemen doing this evening?
Enjoying my weekend, man. Watching football, man, and like Town said, man. I'm just happy that football is back and and just laughing at some of these reactions, man.
Yeah, man. So first of all, okay. So we gonna do a little. We got two topics we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about first. Okay, let's get the Baltimore game out the way. Baltimore and
Mm.
Kansas City game out the way. Okay. What did you think about the game, Big Joe?
Oh, I think it was a phenomenal game. It was a game in Brazil. Obviously, the field, I believe, had an impact on the game. Is normally made for soccer. Soccer fields, it's not made for 275-pound men who can run four fours and four fives. So it ain't made for guys like Saquon Barkley who can squat 500 but still run a 4-3. But I thought it was a phenomenal game. It's week one, so teams are going to make mistakes. I see the referees are a little more harder and they're implementing more rules, especially lining up, and all that kind of stuff. But it was a great game. The Eagles made mistakes. We're talking about the Ravens game. My bad.
You
Um,
fine? You fine?
I'm thinking about yesterday. Okay.
That was a good game
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Ravens and Chiefs. Yeah, it was a perfect start to to the NFL. That game pretty much. If every game's gonna be like that, we're in for a hell of a season.
Yes,
Patrick
sir.
Mahomes, commanded the offense like he always do. The young man Worthy from Texas, he came out. They gave him. Andy Reid knows how to put his guys in position to win. And he got two touchdowns. They had like 49 yards or whatnot. Mahomes was doing this thing. I saw Kelsey didn't get much love this game. I saw the other tight end was getting a lot of run, getting some catches. Kelsey was used more as a decoy.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he's not injured. Hopefully, they're just utilizing him in other ways. I know he's getting older. I know he can't wiggle like he used to, but he's out there in the field, so hopefully he can still make some plays. As far as the Ravens go, the Ravens defense, was struggling early. Mahomes is going down the field, pretty easily, but
Yes.
the linebackers were struggling. Number zero, he was getting killed on the wiggle routes by the wide receiver. They were just killing him on that play, But when you got wide receiver versus a linebacker, ain't nothing you can do. That's gonna happen every time. So, but yeah, as far as Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, I'm happy to see that he's lighter. Happy to see he's at to the point to where, look, I'm running this team. I'm the leader. We gonna go as far as I take y'all. So I'm happy to see that he's running the ball and using all of his capabilities. Now, again, it's week one. A lot of these guys didn't play in the preseason. So timing's off, communication's off. They're still working stuff out, but overall, both teams played really well. Lamar missed some throws. Mahomes missed some throws. I ain't seen no behind the back passes this game. So that's how you know these count. You dig what I'm saying? So,
Facts, facts,
um,
facts.
and I see likely look like he gonna be a star. So Andrews is on the way out. Likely he's gonna be he's gonna be the next great wide receiver. I mean, next great tight end out here. If he wore a smaller shoe size, it would have been a touchdown. But the game went down to the wire. But both teams will see each other again down the road. Don't be surprised if we see another AFC Championship game with the Ravens and the Chiefs. But overall, great day of football.
Very, very, very good observation, Big Joe. Shout out to Anthony Bolton, Memphis man, and oh Lord, Mr. Shelton talking about some Brock Purdy. Yeah, we gonna see how good he.
Already know.
We gonna see how good he is tomorrow. Memphis man said, "What prime time Shadur say about Ryan Garcia though? Yeah, I don't like ugly or cute either. It seems. Yeah, we gonna cook
Oh
on.
Lord, yes sir.
We gonna talk about it. Uh, but Coach, what did you think about the first game of the season, Baltimore versus Chiefs?
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I think it was the perfect way to start the season. Uh, I mean, me personally, even though I'm a New Orleans Saints fan, I like Lamar Jackson personally. I think he did a decent job, but truthfully speaking, I think the offensive line play, in my estimation, is a Achilles heel. I don't think people, put enough emphasis on the offensive line play. Me being an offensive coach and being an offensive line coach. In addition to that, I don't think enough emphasis is being put on the offensive line play in terms of not great play. But at the end of the day, ordinarily you would start the season with maybe a Super Bowl like rematch, or the game that just, the last game that ended the season is usually the first regular season game of the season, to really start the season off with a bang. But the fact that they put the Chiefs and the Ravens, I think maybe they feel that this particular game is going to be the AFC Championship game. And additionally, it just highlights two high-profile quarterbacks. The fact that they didn't put Brock Purdy to Mr. Shelton, the fact that they didn't put him on the first game of the season, it kind of speaks to the lack of marketability of Brock Purdy. And basically, that's who they really want to feature, the Ravens and the Chiefs, and it was an excellent game, in my estimation.
I hear you, Coach. All right, JB, what was your thoughts on the game?
Now, just from the top, that Thursday, we got a text from my boy Joe Time. And he was asking me, man, well, y'all excited about the game? You know what I'm saying? Y'all not saying anything. And I'm like, first of all, I'm usually, even when I used to play football, I was the dude in the locker room, quiet, getting my mind right, so I can knock the shit out of somebody. But second of all, I wasn't talking no shit because I know our offensive line is trash. And everything that I was afraid that happened. Chris Jones and Karlaftis, and they got this one boy they put as a three technique, they gave our center some issues that surprised me. Uh, Lamar had to run around and run for his life to get throws off. I do like that we couldn't get the running game going, so uh, we had to do a lot of play action, and Lamar had to create runs when he dropped back the throw. But I'm just hearing a lot of people on social media and um, these channels, these alphabet channels, that don't know what the hell they talking about. I mean, and some of these dudes is ex players, and some of these people is ex coaches that I know they don't watch Baltimore Ravens football. Um, we've never been a team that had or drafted a number one receiver.
Never.
Never. We never draft good at receivers. I think Zay Jones in Hollywood was the
Say
last
Flowers.
two that was pretty. Yeah, Zay Flowers in Hollywood was the last two that was pretty decent. Everybody else was trash. Bateman is hurt, even though Bateman made an incredible catch. With like 2 minutes left.
But he's injured.
Lamar, this is going to be a long season if we don't get that O line.
Especially on the right side. My God.
I already know we don't have the number one receivers or like a Devontae Adams. I gave up on that because going back to Louisville, Lamar didn't need that. He never had that. All the way back in Louisville when he was in college. He just makes shit happen. So I just gave up on that. I said, no, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But at least get the man a decent offensive line around him. If you want us to win a Super Bowl, get him a defensive line.
Offensive line.
Not defensive. Offensive line around him.
Yeah.
Why my quarterback gotta make 3 people miss and then spin in circles and then clap his hands 2 times just to throw the damn ball in a clean pocket? And then a lot of people, and I'm hearing people on ESPN talking about some, but I don't watch ESPN. I'm watching clips on YouTube. Well, Lamar should have made that throw, which I agree. But then again, Chris Jones, we shifted the offensive line, and then Chris Jones came free, and little ass Justin Hill was blocking him. And Lamar had to step up in the pocket, off balance, and make that throw. And that throw wasn't even for Zay Flowers. It was for Bateman. Bateman was supposed to stop, and he kept going. So like Towns said, it just needs to be more chemistry. First game of the season. I was proud of them, even though I wasn't proud of the offensive line. The defense looked shaky at the beginning, but they got their shit together. I don't know why in the hell we kept having a middle linebacker on a slot receiver when they had Rasheed Rice in the slot. Why? But then again, I calmed down. I gotta remember Zach Orr. This is his first year. Just like everybody, slobbering all over our defensive coordinator that just left to Seattle, but nobody don't want to talk about Mike McDonald. He shit the bed when he gave up when we gave up all those yards to Miami when Tyreek Hill and Waddle went ape on our ass. So that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying, with a first year defensive coordinator. But man, Lamar is just incredible. People don't understand how much Lamar has to do just to win the game. And when he finally hangs it up, and the next Raven quarterback comes in, we gonna see how much he did, because you're not gonna find this in the next probably 10 years, 5 to 10 years. You're not gonna see this type of player again. All right, so I'm hearing motherfuckers on here talking about some Lamar need to do this and Lamar need to do that. Lamar ain't got to do shit. I just don't want Baltimore to do him like Carolina did Cam Newton. Do not give him weapons
Mm.
and then surround him with a shitty ass offensive line and then run him to death. So that's my thoughts, man. We're gonna be all right, man, as long as Lamar stay up.
I say if we don't get it right, fire John Harbaugh. Because it don't make no sense for that offensive line to be that bad. Especially on
Hey,
that right
just
side.
bro, look, man, and you talked about it on Coach Sit the Telescope show.
Mm-hmm.
You had the number one draft pick. You decided to get a cornerback. Why was that number one draft pick on Xavier Worth? Doesn't he run a 4.2 or something?
Yeah.
So I don't not understand if we're not going to use that draft pick to get Lamar a weapon or at least another guard or tackle on that right side, then what are we doing? But the draft is gone. It's gone. The season is here. We're gonna have to do what we can do. Uh, it's just it's just another couple of years. People don't understand that first MVP year, Lamar won the MVP with Mark Andrews,
Willie
Hollywood
Snead.
Brown, Willie Snead. Hollywood Brown still had a screw in his foot. He was not 100%. He was coming off a Liz Frank injury. So he was about 80, 70, 80%. Uh, Hayden Hurts, who we shouldn't have drafted in the first round. And he led the league in passing. So imagine if we get this motherfucker Devontae Adams. If we get him a
Mm.
Stephon Diggs.
I'll
Somebody
pass
that
on.
catches everything.
I'll pass on Stephon Diggs. He start arguments with everybody.
But I'm still though.
Now, see,
Somebody
not
hell.
to destroy your
George,
not to destroy your point. I
yeah.
understand what you're saying. Go ahead.
George Pickens. Somebody like that. Somebody that's gonna catch everything. But instead we shout out to Road Podcast. We like to pick defensive players. And that's okay. But I'm just saying, if you're not gonna do your job, at least if you're not gonna get him weapons, you're gonna keep the weapons and try to groom the receivers you got in house. Make sure that offensive line is good, man. And
And
they have that.
we talk shit
Mhm.
about Brock Purdy still gotta show me something, but look what the 49ers doing with their offensive line.
They paid Trent Williams.
Yeah. Look at Jalen Hurts' offensive line. Even though they look shaky in the first two series of the game when they played I'm blanking on who they played.
Packers.
I'm not
The Packers. That was a good game.
right.
That was
Right.
in Brazil. The one in Brazil. Now I'm gonna tell you, I will say this. We're gonna cover this tomorrow. But if the Eagles can keep Saquon Barkley healthy, they're gonna be dangerous. They already got Devontae Smith.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of weapons. Offensive line is more than decent. Defensive line, they pretty much got the Georgia defensive line or defensive linebackers as well on their squad, and all of them balling. They gonna be some.
They
Was
alright,
it?
man.
Did they? Were they? Did they?
Nah.
Look, they gonna get it together. They gonna get it together. That was the Packers. Now a lot of people don't know the Packers have an underrated wide receiver core. They'll you gonna see they gonna do that to everybody. Watch.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna tear everybody ass up.
Well, Love
Right.
is gone, so
You said Love is gone.
Yeah, Love got hurt. He gonna miss a couple of weeks.
It's gonna be up.
Oh,
It's gonna be up 3 to 5 weeks with an ACL strain or
oh
something.
yeah, that's right.
MCL.
Yeah.
Well,
If he
never
had a
mind.
scary Terry or somebody like that, man, or a T Higgins, man, it's over. But again, man, we just beating the dead horse. I'm not worried about Derrick Henry's gonna get his yards. Yesterday, um, I I couldn't get mad because I mean the playoffs I was mad because we gave up on a run. In that game on Thursday, we couldn't run because Chris Jones was destroying, tearing up shit.
We still gave up on the run though. I don't want to hear that shit. I do not want to
Well,
hear that. And that. Speaking of offensive lines, and I'm saying even though one of the topics it was talking about this past Thursday's game, because I wanted to go live and talk about that game, but then they get a chance to. But talking about offensive lines, did y'all see Colorado's offense? I thought it was fixed. What was they doing in the all season? My lord! So now the young boy is gonna look rough. The freshman Seaton is gonna look. I mean, I ain't expecting that. But everybody else that came from other schools, shit. Especially Khalil Benson. Khalil Benson was being tossed around like a damn lawnmower.
y'all starting to sound like everybody else, man. What have we? Everybody on this panel has been saying. We said it in our little group chat. What this? It's an easy fix. I mean, their problem um is not going to be 100% solved because they haven't been together that long. But you can take away most of the problem by doing what?
Running the ball. Run.
So you want to drop your son back, and I'm giving him the smoke tonight. I don't give a damn. I love Prime as a black man. I love him as a father. But we talking football, so he gonna have to get it.
Talk your shit.
You drop your son back 30, 40 times a game with a so-so offensive line. You have no
It was
run game.
38 times today. 38 times tonight.
38 times. You don't get no run game. Them running backs might as well be for decoration because you don't use them. You got a defense. I already knew. See, I didn't know about the Nebraska quarterback. Town had to school me on that last show. But I already knew that Nebraska had a good defense. One thing Nebraska always gonna have is some good defensive linemen or just the good defensive players and some a good running backs. Okay?
Always, yeah.
There's no there's
No
no
matter how bad
draws.
they are. Yeah.
They ain't do no draws, no running back screens, nothing. Me as a because me I'm talking about as a defensive player. Me as a person that used to love to rush the pass. You have to give me something to respect. If I don't respect it, just gonna keep hitting your quarterback in the mouth. Period. Oh shit, they go a screen. Now I gotta watch the running back. I gotta stay on my keys and watch the running back while I'm on the way to the quarterback. So Colorado make it so easy as a defensive player, as a pass rusher.
They do.
It's not. This shit ain't rocket science. There's people around this high school coaches around this nation that's got a better game plan than that. We
He
already
was
know
sacked.
Shador is a bad man.
And
He's a
fellas,
bad dude.
and I don't mean to cut you off. He was sacked once when they played North Dakota State. He was sacked 5 times.
Dumb shit.
Six. It's actually
Six.
six.
Yeah, you're
Six.
right. Six. He was six. I forgot the one at the end that basically knocked him out. Well, he couldn't play no more. Yeah.
Oh, we got a running back. That's why we got a running back from Ohio State. For what? You're not going to use him. And then, and like Town said, when you do run a ball, it's obvious.
So
On the 4th and 1.
Let's organize the conversation a little bit, fellas. So, can Colorado fix this? Go ahead, Big Joe. Question goes to you.
Can they fix what? What do you mean? What you...
Yeah, let me go into detail. So, can they fix? We already know the issue is the offensive line. How can they fix it? Especially going to conference play.
I'm sorry if you hear a dog bark. It's my neighbor's dog. I'm sorry.
No, you
you good,
dog,
man?
like hell. I don't know.
Okay. You got a new offensive coordinator. Same results from last year. The play calling. Let's be real. Dion is trying to showcase his son. It's obvious.
Yes.
Dion wants his son to win the Heisman. It's obvious. But like we said before, and what we saw last year, Shador got hurt towards the end of the year. Shador got sacked the most out of anybody and whatnot than anybody last year. You could change the play calling, but you can't change Shador from holding the ball too long. Shador can maybe throw the ball quicker, but you can't change the offensive line getting their ass whooped. You can't fix a bad old line. Them boys from Nebraska D line, they was balling. Big number 0 and number 9, they was pushing them back all game.
0 was eating, bro.
Ain't nothing getting double teamed, still pushing them back. That's how you know who. I want to know who Colorado strength coach. What is y'all doing out there? You got them boys squatting? Or they power cleaning? I don't see it. One man shouldn't be bulldozing back 2 people.
Damn.
Unless he's supposed to be a top 5 pick or something. Is he supposed to be a top 5 pick, number 0 and 9? I don't know. But there's no reason. Is he Aaron Donald? I'm just wondering. Is he Ndamukong Suh?
No,
I'm just curious.
Number 0 is actually number 0 is actually going to be competing on their Nebraska wrestling team as heavyweight.
Okay, well, that's great, but he's not Ndamukong Suh. So
Exactly.
There's no reason he should be getting double teamed and still getting through.
Agreed.
Again, we have the freshman that's tackle, so he gets all the leeway because he's still learning. But then again, when you're trying to patch up holes with glue, not super glue, but the glue you used to get at the school, you're gonna have problems. So there's nothing that they can fix. You're gonna showcase your son, he's gonna get killed because they ain't got no O-line. Even if your O-line get a little time, Shador gonna hold the ball too long. And you see why Travis was pissed off, because he was like, "Why ain't y'all niggas throwing me the ball? Why take y'all to the end of the first quarter to throw me the ball?" So
is Colorado in trouble, Big Joe?
Are they in trouble? If Shador gonna make it to the season, it ain't getting no easier from here. Now I'll give them credit that Colorado's playing tough teams from North Dakota State to Nebraska. He's not playing, no UL, Monroe, Lafayette, and none of them type schools. He ain't playing picking my nose state. They playing real teams. So they getting tested, and unfortunately they getting exposed. We wanted to see what the O line, D line looking like. We ain't talking about the D line now, but they suspect too. But no, you can't fix this.
And that
You,
also, Shallow got hurt, like Memphis man said. Shallow might be done
yeah.
for the year.
He broke his forearm.
Forearm.
Mm. Well, there you go.
Damn. Coach. I'm sorry, Big Joe. Was you done? Because you were cooking.
Oh, I'm good. I want to hear Coach on this. I got to hear Coach.
Coach, I know you was your face was toward that Savannah State being pesky toward your Jaguars, but Nebraska beat Colorado 28-10. The offensive line was being bullied. The defensive line was being bullied too, but they had a better showing in the second half. But it still wasn't enough. Uh, is Colorado in trouble?
I think we way beyond that point. I think they beyond in trouble. And I'm gonna use the analogy between Southern and Colorado. The issue I had with Southern last week was the fact that last week they looked like the exact same team from last season. And thus far, what I've seen of Colorado, they look like the exact same team from last season, the exact same issues. And truthfully speaking, the same things y'all talking about, we talking about now, we were talking about last year in terms of the lack of a running game. Not using screens, not using draws, not using shovel passes, not trying to keep the defense honest, just dropping your son back 50 times a game and throwing the ball. I mean, don't get me wrong. The whole Ryan Garcia situation, it kind of soured me on Coach Prime, but at the end of the day, he's still a black head coach like myself. He's trying to put his son in the best situation possible. But I'm still going to ask the same question I asked towards the end of the season. Is dropping your son back 50 times a game, is that really in his best interest? Are you going to get him hurt? Because more than anything, it seems like you're trying to feature him. Is that to the detriment of your team, or is that in your team's best interest? And, sometimes, parents that coach their children, they really can't differentiate the two. So in his mind, he's trying to put Shador in the best situation possible in terms of elevating his draft stock for the NFL, making him a top 5 pick. Cool. But at the same token, you're getting the boy hurt, you're getting him knocked around, you're getting him banged up. And, the line play on both sides of the ball was an issue. And from what I see, it's still an issue on both sides of the ball. So at the end of the day, I think that's my biggest takeaway from this scenario is the fact that we season 1 is gone. And now you're into the second season at Colorado and you're having the same issues you had the first season. Now, the whole he should have stayed at Jackson State discussion, that's a different conversation for a different day. But the fact that, you into the second season, you have the same issues you had, you're not showing the progression that you showed at Jackson State. And I think that's the biggest issue at this point. And to answer your question, yeah, they in big trouble.
All right, JB, what's your thoughts on Colorado? Are they in trouble, and can they do anything to improve? Can they?
Man, yeah,
Like Big Joe said, and just to feed off what Big Joe said, you can't fix a bad old line. And that's true.
no, you can't. But you can do things to hide them and play it to their strengths. If they're a good zone blocking team or they good blocking down here hill, they might not have good. They don't have good pass pro. So that's why, like Cal said, they don't have good pass pro. So I don't know why you dropping the back your son back 38, 39 times. Um, but if that mindset don't change, or man, Prime, and what's so frustrating about it, Prime no football. He's trying to prove a point. If that mentality don't change, man, all hope is lost. You know what I'm saying? So, um, as far as him and the Colorado Bucks, um, I don't know if Warren Sapp is just teaching them boys how to hunt or go fishing or something, or because that defensive line needs some sprucing up too. Um,
Yeah.
they get pushed around. But, I mean, they to be honest, to be fair, they're not way, they're a couple of notches better than last year. Last year they couldn't stop anybody,
Yeah.
even in the fourth quarter. Last year I mean, this not this last year, but
Today.
today they were stopping Nebraska, and they had some good running backs. They was getting some couple of stops behind the line of scrimmage. So um, even though I'm joking, all hope is not lost. Is football. We've seen weirder things, but I am serious that if he doesn't make the change and the necessary, you know, corrections, then they're not going to be that competitive.
Okay. Okay. Fair use, you two. I want to play something for y'all, and I want to get y'all opinions from the man himself. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Tough game for us. Came out on the short end of the stick, obviously. Starting out, felt good about matchups. We felt good about the competition. We felt good about what we brought to the table today. Game started. Usually we always start out positive. I think the first ball was deflected. The second ball, we didn't bring that in, and it just was just not a rhythm. Then we came out and Shador did something very uncharacteristic of himself. Never makes a bad decision, especially in that part of the field, which they got to pick six. After that, we were just trying to play catch up. Defense surrendered some things early, but I'm really, really pleased with the way they played in the second half. It seemed like we're a team in the second half defensively. We just got to get it going earlier. But overall, certainly not happy with the outcome. But the positive things, the way we competed in the second half, we had no give up, no quit in us whatsoever. We know we got to do a better job offensively on protection, as well as trying to figure out how to establish a run game and be consistent with that. I'm just excited. I mean, you got to understand when you're in a situation like this, you got to find something to hold on to that you can encourage your team. And I'm truly excited about the second half of football that we played. You would have thought offensively would have came in here and did half of what we did a week ago, and it would have been a better contest, but it didn't. They had the advantage the whole entire game. It seems as though young kid did a good job with protecting the ball, not turning it over as well. I'm looking at 23 for 30. That's pretty darn good, 185 yards. But touchdown and no turnovers. I'm not happy about 9 penalties for 104 yards whatsoever. The game got truly sloppy at the end of it. It seemed like it was just flag after flag after flag. They had 12 for 105 normally. With that type of output of flags and penalties, you usually come out victorious, but both of us were horrible in that aspect. Third downs, 4-14 is not who we are. Fourth downs, we had 2 shots at one point to get a yard, and we didn't accomplish that. And that was truly frustrating when we prepare for those type of situations. We were in those type of situations in practice several times this week. I made sure we prepared for those situations, but we didn't get it. So it was what it was. Hats off to Coach Rule. His staff coached a heck of a game. Great guy. Like I said, we came into class together as coaches, so I'm always rooting for them unless they play us. But I'm happy if we're going to get our butts kicked, might as well be him. God-fearing man. Let's go.
Hi, Coach. Nick Edwards, Hughes Sports Report. Just simply, why was it so difficult for the offense to respond to Nebraska's defense?
I have no idea. We would have known that answer. I think we would have responded quicker. Yeah, we seemed like we just never got it going until it was too late. Seemed like we just never got it going. Protections were a problem. I'm trying to be polite and say it because if I can say the same thing you're thinking, but if I say it, you say I'm throwing my guys up under the bus. I'm not doing that whatsoever. Protection were a problem. We got to figure out a way to prevent that and do a better job with that.
Right, go ahead. Coach, I have a couple questions for you. First off, are you surprised the offense?
Hey fellas, it's 12 minutes. I'm not planning to be here all night. But based on what y'all heard from that interview, and y'all can go if y'all want to listen to the whole interview. You can just put it Deion Sanders press conference after loss to Nebraska, and you should find it on YouTube. But after hearing that, what are your thoughts as far as the mind where the mindset Coach Prime is at? What are your going with you, Big Joe?
I mean, that's as a coach, that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to be level-headed. He's supposed to, even though the building is falling, you still gotta stay positive. And as a coach, your players, you can prepare them all week and show up to game day, and you don't even recognize them. So. Again, these guys is the first time they're actually playing together. A lot of these guys are transfer guys. So you never know how your team's gonna react until they get put in the fire. This team has never been tested together before. They might have been tested individually in other schools, but they never been tested together before. And and as a coach, you want to see how you guys are gonna react when it's not going your way. Who's gonna quit? Who shows bad body language? Who's pointing the finger, and who's still balling? You'll find out the true character of your team in games like this. And I've seen a lot of bad body language. I've seen a lot of guys looking like they ain't want to be there no more. I've seen a lot of guys looking around the arena. I mean, Nebraska has had some bad teams for a while, but the fans show up, 90,000 plus, and it was loud. Hell, you have Bud Crawford there. Tommy Frazier was there. I mean, everybody they were commemorating the '94 team. You know what I mean? So, everybody showed up, and you had a lot of Colorado guys looking around like, oh shit. You know what I mean? This is the pinnacle of college football. This is, you know what I mean? So you can't experience this in high school. You can't experience this at some other colleges. When you go to a place like that and you getting your ass whooped, you're going to find out what kind of player you are. So, and of course, as a coach, you have to stay positive. You have to keep encouraging you guys because, like Deion said, I'm building boys to men. So you got to keep building them up. It's not like the NFL where you can cuss them out and your mama this and all that. You can't do that. You don't want your team to go to the tank because it's only week 2. So, but they need to find a way to scheme. They need to find a way to, again, like I said a couple shows ago, we're going to find out if you can develop your players during the season. We're going to see now. We're going to see if you're going to develop that O-line. We're going to see how good that O-line coach really is you got. So, but hey, he's what Prime said ain't no different than what any other coach says. You gotta stay positive. You gotta keep encouraging your guys because it's still early in the season, and you gotta play Colorado State next, and that's a rivalry game. And I know that coach hate Dion with a passion, so they definitely gonna try to go out swinging. So,
Yeah,
but
that's not
yeah,
gonna be easy. All right. Good shit, Big Joe. Coach, what's your thoughts?
Not just from a coaching perspective, but just in life in general. I believe in the power of positivity. I'm an optimistic person. I believe the glass is half full as opposed to half empty. So, I'm in agreement with his outlook and his perspective on that. But, just in general, like Big Joe was saying, if you have a bad O line, you have a bad D line, it's that's difficult to fix. You know, I mean, they need to try to incorporate a running game and a screen game and maybe move the pocket a little bit and those type of things. But you can only scheme so much, when you're terrible up front in the trenches. And like I said, I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but it's the same thing we talked about last year, but them being trash up front on both sides of the ball. And don't get me wrong, like Big Joe said, you have to develop continuity and chemistry as a unit in terms of offensive line, defensive line, whatever the case may be. But just strictly from a talent perspective, what happened to all these 4-star and 5-star offensive linemen that was supposed to be coming in? So I don't know, but at the end of the day, they have a tough
That's
hill
true.
to climb. And
Yeah, they do.
even though we know he's busy, major shout out to our brother Jay Good because you know I think even when he was transitioning from J State to Colorado, he might not have talked about this specifically, but a lot of times when people handle stuff a certain way, you know, well, I'm not gonna say that, but you know, oh yeah, I'm gonna just keep it pushing, but yeah, I'm gonna keep it on a light positive note.
man, go ahead and say that shit, man. Come on,
All right,
shit.
well, since you're saying go ahead and say it, I'm gonna keep it 100. I never knocked him leaving Jackson State to go to Colorado and get his money. But, him being on the book BS that, Jacktown is, they did all of this, they did all of that. The crime is high and this, that, and the third and blah, 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 blah. Like, you didn't have to run Jackson State down on your way out the door to justify you going to Colorado. Why you didn't just say, hey, I left Jackson State to go to Colorado for more money, a better opportunity, whatever the case may be. And I'm going to keep it real. I think to a certain degree, I don't believe in karma, but I believe in sowing and reaping. From a Christian perspective, and I know it takes time to build a program, but I think the way he left Jackson State, I think him leaving Jackson State the way he did and going to Colorado, even though I didn't like the way administration at Jackson State handled him in his situation, but I think the way he handled a lot of stuff, I think to a certain degree, maybe it's just coming back to bite him in the backside as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, I said it.
Okay. It is what it is, man.
So, coach, it sounds like you're saying Dion got some bad juju on him. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that's exactly what I'm saying. You
Okay,
phrased it.
okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the roots. It seems chickens coming home to roost, definitely. But I still hope the brother gets through it though, because all coaches have to go through this, especially if you're rebuilding a program. Because look, from on my perspective, to be honest with you, this could have been more ugly as far as the score and the beatdown. But they definitely got some work to do in them trenches. I ain't gonna hold you. Um, JB, what was your thoughts on what you just heard in the press conference?
You know, when after you take an ass whooping like that, you know, you trying to think about something positive. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the both receiving ends of those. I've been on the victory side, and I've been on the as a player. I've been on the losing side. And as far as the being on the losing side, you just reflecting on what you did wrong, how you can get better. As a coach, he's reflecting on. He's trying to think positive. He's trying to save face in front of the cameras, which is understandable. Um, I know he gonna probably run them boys to death on probably on Monday. But hey, man, I already said my piece, man. He just gotta get a running game. He can run them boys all he want. He can get mad at the offensive line. Look, man. Even when Tom Brady and Peyton Manning had them awesome ass offensive line, I remember Jeff Saturday getting in Peyton Manning ass and telling him to run the ball with Joseph Adai and stop throwing it all the time. So even those type of offensive lines, you need to run the ball. So
Good example.
even even if he gets a top tier offensive line, you still need to run the ball. Because offensive lineman is to me being having to play in the trenches is like cornerback in the standpoint of you know how, as they say, as a cornerback, you can't hold a receiver really like that for 8 to 10 seconds. It's impossible. They're gonna get open.
Yeah.
Same thing for offensive linemen. For most offensive linemen, unless you're a like Town said, like Aaron Donald or T.J. Watt or somebody like that, or Miles Garrett. Most times, an average offensive lineman, an average defensive lineman, you can't hold a grown ass man in one spot. Or they're gonna get away, or not, unless you pancake them. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta run the ball. Period. I'm gonna keep saying that. Every time we talk about Colorado, run the ball.
All right, man. But I just wanted to hop on here, just chop it up with y'all, man. Talk about that score. Colorado scored 28-10, losing to Nebraska. Was hoping for a better showing, but hey, it's football, and I love it. I love it, man. Football is back.
Y'all see all these upsets and stuff, man?
Man.
Hey, that portal, man. Yeah, we will.
We're gonna talk about tomorrow, God willing. But anything else y'all boys want to chop it up about before we conclude this?
Man, I just for the listening people, I played D tackle and I played defensive end. I was a damn good defensive end when I was in JUCO. I was rated top 5, number 1, depending on whoever's board you on. If I know somebody's throwing the ball 38 times and I ain't got to worry about the run, so I get to be in the track stance the whole game.
Man.
Put that leg back, and I don't have to think. Playing defense is reactionary. Playing defense, okay, worry about the run, gotta worry about the screen, gotta worry about the draw, gotta worry about. If I know you just don't throw the ball, I mean, the first play was a throw, the second play was a throw, the third play was a throw, then was a penalty, then another play was a throw, and then they ran the ball on 4th and 1. I mean, as a D lineman, I love it. So that's why we're saying they need to switch it up. So if you know your O line's getting dog walked, bring in 2 tight ends. Y'all don't use them anyway. Bring them 2 tight ends to help them out. You don't use your running back. You might as well bring your second string linebacker and bring him as a running back to help block. You definitely don't use your running back. So I mean, there's ways you can get creative to help your quarterback. If you're gonna drop him back 40 times, at least get some, help him out some more. Or you can get your second string tackle and use him as a tight end. I mean, but as far as running the ball, if you're not gonna run the ball, you can throw it. If I'm a D lineman, if I know if you're throwing the ball 40 times and I'm just going straight. I'm like, okay, get off. Work my move. Oh shit, I'm about to tackle Shador. Screen. Oh shit. Redirect. Run. Next thing you know, it's 15 yards down the field. I'm huffing and puffing like, damn, okay. All right, well, all right, okay. Now what about the screen? Next play. Use my hand to get next to Shador. He throws off to the side to the running back for a quick side toss. He run down the field. Like, damn, he gonna do a side toss too? Okay. I mean, if you don't make me think, it's gonna be a long game. I mean, and the linebackers showed up too for Nebraska. They hit them holes with a vengeance today. So it's important to switch it up so you can protect Shador. Again, sweeps, screens, tosses, counters. I mean, quick slants. I mean, everything don't have to be a 15, 30 yard foot. Everything don't take 8 seconds. So, but yeah, as a D lineman, I love to play against Colorado. Yeah, shit, let's go eat. Let's go.
For real, man. They definitely got to do something, man. Coach coach dropped off, but y'all go support him, man, with his channel, Coach 67 Sports TV. Also, we have HBCU Fanatics. We try it every Tuesday if our schedule is right. So y'all support that brother, man. But I appreciate y'all, those who did take the time to come in and be nosy or listen to us and chop it up with us. I appreciate y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Y'all have a blessed one.